Mm. Uh, I'm happy to bring a guest on to my podcast. You are all tuned into the Christian Entrepreneur podcast. I'm so happy to have you all on, and I'm so happy to bring my second guest of this movement, of this brand that I'm building on board to help give you a lot of value and give you a lot of help to, it's going to help you as well towards your goals. So this person has really helped me through me sort of growing in my journey of sort of being an entrepreneur and sort of growing in what I'm doing as well. So I want to bring Reece into the fold now.
Perfect. No, thank you for having me on, Babs. I appreciate it. And yeah, this I feel quite honoured to be the second guest and everything like that. And yeah, seeing your growth since we met a year ago, roughly. So to see that growth, like keep smashing it, you're impacting lives daily. So keep doing it, bro.
Yeah, perfect. So obviously, just as I always say on the podcast, we have this flowing conversation, and we sort of have it, so we can help you as entrepreneurs in your journey, how to adapt as well, which is the key topic for this video, how to adapt in this time that we're in, and how to help you towards if you want to be an entrepreneur or if you want to do a side hustle, how to start and how to help you towards your goal. So if first of all, if you haven't subscribe, like, share, and comment, and that will help me to get more guests and help to see who else I can help as well. So yeah, let's start. Let's start with your journey, how you started, and how it's gone from where you was at in the beginning to where you're at now.
Yeah, 100%. So my journey is quite interesting. I've been through everything basically. So I'm 23. I'm from Essex. You can probably tell that. But I got told to go to school, get good grades, get a job. That's pretty much what I did. I failed my way through school. Like, honest to God, to this point, think they got my grades wrong. But anyway, we'll run with it. And I got a job when I was 18 in the legal sector. So I thought I was the man. I was going into London and wearing a suit. Like, everyone's like praising me, giving me all this praise. And I was on £16,000 a year with a £4 grand train travel. Like, I literally could have done a part-time job and I could have earned more money. And I saw people that were like 50, 60, 70 years old that were still in that career path and they were still moaning, they were still whinging. They just didn't enjoy what they were doing. I was like, I cannot end up like that. Like, absolutely no way. And this is how the entrepreneurial journey sort of started. So we had to go back and forth to court. You're walking on your own. So I always had my earphones in. I was always listening to things, and I quite liked sort of podcasts, different things like that. And then I downloaded Audible, and the first book that actually come up was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Never heard of it, never listened to it before. If you haven't listened to it, that book transformed my life. That literally started me off on my entrepreneurial journey. Listened to it, and I was like, right, okay, there is another way. I was like, there is another way that I didn't know about. And then, so yeah, when I was about 18, I dived into Forex. I made money, I lost money. I lost £1,000 in 10 seconds when I was 19. So that was more than what I was earning in a month. I still remember it to this day. Like, I wanted to cry. I was at work. I went home. I was like, I feel sick. Like, just not fun whatsoever. Considering my ego beforehand, I was quite loud and like, oh, I'm going to leave work, I'm going to be a millionaire and stuff like this, and then lost £1,000 in 10 seconds. So that humbled me quite quickly. But then, yeah, left that job, got into recruitment because I thought the harder you work, the better it will be. But I just felt like I was in a glass prison 24/7. I was getting up at like 5 in the morning, I was getting home at 7 in the evening. I had no time to go to the gym, no time to eat properly. I was like, I do not want to be doing this for the rest of my life. Like, when I've got a family, when I've got kids, I was like, I'm not going to be able to see them. So going back to the only other thing that I knew was traditional business. And I started a property business back in June 2019. It was good. It is the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. If you've never run a business before, be very prepared. Like, be 100% committed is what you want to do. You've got to deal with everything. You get phone calls at 3 a.m. You get phone. I was still doing a job at this point as well. So I still had my job, which I'm doing like 70 hours a week or 60 hours a week, and trying to run a property business was very, very difficult. And when you're in business, there was lots of months where we wasn't able to take any money out whatsoever. We wasn't able to do different things like that. But that's where I started doing Facebook Lives. So my mentor at the time said, do Facebook Lives, start talking about property, didn't really enjoy it. So started talking about personal development and like entrepreneurship, the mindset, like different things like that. It's much more enjoyable. And then I got introduced to an opportunity which completely transformed my life back in 2000 or November 2019. And that was network marketing. Never come across it, didn't know what it was, didn't know what I was doing. I was just broke at that point. I had no money in the bank account, basically, was just struggling, doing all these things. Nothing was working. So I got involved in network marketing, just jumped in, didn't know what I was doing, but saw people living the lifestyle that I wanted to. They were financially free, they were time free, they were traveling around the world. And I was like, right, whatever you're doing, as long as it's legal, I'm in. So jumped in with 2 feet. And that was where the real sort of personal development and the growth started to happen. So I got around other individuals like Bob Proctor's wife, other successful individuals. And that really started to help me grow. So yeah, got to travel, went and saw Bob Proctor last March, which is absolutely incredible. Been able to earn income from home, been able to help others income or help them earn income from home, and then based around health and nutrition. So that's a big thing at the moment. That's how me and Babs got connected through networking. Through networking, it's actually through an app called Shaper. We got connected on there and then just started talking. But yeah, that's what I'm really focusing on now, really driving it forward to help people. And that's my sort of goal for the future. My close or shorter term goal, kind of help 5 people make 50k. That's what I really want to work to, and then also positively impact as many people, either spiritually, financially, or physically. So that's what I'm working on at the moment.
No, I think that's a key thing that I think we should take away is I think there's always a certain point in a person's life, like who becomes an entrepreneur, I would say, is that a certain point where they feel they've had enough, enough is enough, and they sort of feel that there's a certain turning point of that they're either they're doing a job that they don't want to do, or they've got somebody who's experienced in what they want to do, and they sort of work with them, and that's what helps them to sort of grow their business and grow themselves as well. I think there's always a certain point that can sort of either make you or sort of or can sort of break you as well in terms of your mentality and what you end up seeing for yourself in terms of your business, in terms of your career, in terms of what you want to do, that can either put you back or can either help you to sort of grow into the next level of where you want to go. So I think it's important to also have the right sort of mindset towards where you want to go. And this guy always is always on that lives. Me and Tim have done a lot of content on IGTV and on Facebook as well. So he's a big person who talks about the key values and stuff that they sort of needs to be able to sort of get into business and sort of achieve what you would like to achieve as well.
Yeah, 100%. So it goes back to that mindset, and for younger individuals and everything like that. Like, if people are telling you to, go do this, go do a job, or you should follow in the path of your parents, whatever. If you're not happy doing it, don't. And this is quite hard when you're quite younger, because people have got influence over you. If people haven't got the lifestyle you want and they're giving you advice, be very cautious of taking that advice. If you want someone's lifestyle, if someone has got the lifestyle you want, listen to them, follow them. Typically, strangers will support your dreams more than family and friends. So just being aware of that. But yeah, the mindset whole side of things as well, like you touch on it about the different businesses and different things like that. when you get started, like keep the vision, keep what you're doing. That mission may change, that method may change, but keep the vision throughout. And if something doesn't work out, like I've had lots of things that don't work out. The property business didn't really work out. Forex, kind of, I just didn't enjoy it. Jobs definitely didn't work out. And keep going until you find something. Like Thomas Edison, he failed 1,000 times before he made the light bulb. If he stopped at 1 or 2, we wouldn't have the light now. So don't look at as failure as, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Look at that as the process that's getting you closer to where you want to be. So yeah, mindset's everything.
I think it's key as well. They also have to experiment on obviously, as you say, in terms of what you like to do, what you're good at, and you obviously fail. But I think a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people say that failure is like the best thing that you can have, and it's the best, it's what is sort of look forward to, because if you fail, you can easily grow. Whereas if you have success, it's good, but you don't really learn, or you don't really, have to show grit in terms of your determination and your will when when it's all going good for you. You sort of tend to know a person when they're failing, or there's bad things that happen in their business or what they want to do. So I think it's important to have that will, have that determination, and obviously experiment on what you like to do, because certain things will work, some things won't work. And but as soon as you find the thing that does work, and the thing that you're supposed to do, then you will achieve, and you help other people to also inspire the people as well to
Yeah,
do the same thing.
absolutely. The breakthroughs come when you're about to break down, when you're literally at rock bottom.
Mm,
That's when the breakthroughs happen. That's when you make the decision, enough is enough, as you rightly said.
mm,
And with the finding the right thing and everything like that, find things, but don't like bounce around immediately. Don't jump from one thing to like
mm,
shiny object syndrome. Give it time. Like give it time. Like we understand this. It's the like law of gestation. So for instance, if people have sex or whatever, you expect that baby to take 9 months to come out. If the husband come home after a week and was like, "Where's the baby?" You'd be a bit like, "Well, there's a period. It's a period of growing. There's a period of everything like that." So just be aware of that. That you've got to give yourself enough time for things to actually happen, instead of going up, digging up your roots every single time, going planting them somewhere else. Let that roots grow deep. Let that foundation grow deep, because once you've done the foundation, the substructure will go so much faster. You'll be able to build on top, and it does make all the big difference. But the biggest thing I'd say is find the right environment, find the right people, because when like previously, like I was around the wrong type of people. When I was partying, I was drinking, I was not doing things that were very productive, to be fair. It just comes down to what you want. But then the second you get around people that are going places, talking about business, to talking about goals, it shifts your mentality, it shifts what you're doing. But yeah, I think the environment is the biggest thing, and that would be my biggest advice. Find people to get around that are going on the same journey as you, or have what you already have or want.
I think that's key. I think it's important, as you were saying, to have the right sort of people around you, and also I would also say to have like a mixture of different age groups as well. To If you want people who are experienced, who are going where you've gone, or who have done what you want to do, then it's important to have their ear and have their advice and their help as well. And they can also have like somebody who's the same age as you, or like similar age to you, because then you can go on a journey and a path together, and you can sort of work together on what you're doing, which can also help you to achieve growth a lot faster as well, and sort of help each other through those hard times, and and share sort of skills. So one person may be good at something that you're not, and then they can help you in your business, what you're doing, and then vice versa as well. And then I think it's important to also have somebody who's a bit younger than you as well, because then that person can you can sort of be like a mentor to that person and help them in if they want to do business, or if they want to do whatever they want to do, you can help them towards giving them the wisdom that you now know to help them in their sort of journey as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think age doesn't play too much of a big part. Like I know some 16-year-olds that are worth like 20 million and stuff like that.
That's true. That's
So
true. I
I've
think
seen some. Yeah, I've seen some. I think age doesn't mean too much because I've seen some very successful young individuals. I've seen some very successful old individuals. I've seen some very broke old individuals, and I've seen some very broke young individuals. It just depends. So yeah, I don't think age has too much to play, but yeah, definitely being around people that can help you, support you grow. You touched on something that I thought was quite interesting. You said about the pain and the struggle, and that's what people, you've got to understand. If it is entrepreneurship, there's going to be pain, there's going to be struggles. But I would rather have a couple of years, 5, 10 years of struggle to have a free life afterwards, instead of working that 40-40 trap where you're struggling constantly. No matter what, you're going to have to pay. You either pay now and play later, or you play now and pay later. It doesn't matter what one, but you are going to have to pay. It's going to be, if you're brand new, you've got no money, it's going to be a lot of sweat equity. It's going to be a lot of time. You're going to be there's going to be days where you want to cry, you do cry, and there's other days where you're going to be on top. It is just seeing that long-term vision and riding it and knowing why you started and what you're aiming for is that will keep you on the path.
Yeah, it's all about knowing your why, as you'd say. That sort of helps you to know, like, who you're doing it for, or why you're doing it, or the reason why you wanted to do it in the first place. Will sort of help you to sort of carry on, as you're saying, through those hard times, and having the right sort of people around you who either who you've either grown up with, or who you've linked with, who who would then stay on that journey with you and can sort of help you to keep you humble as well, through those good times as well, would really sort of help you to sort of mold you into the right sort of person that you're supposed to be, and sort of person who is supposed to help other people to be, to achieve what they want to achieve as well. So I think it's important to know your why, because because a lot of people, as soon as they reach their, like, the high life, so I say, they they sort of tend to lose their why, or the reason why they did it, and they end up getting lost in the source, and they end up, partying too much, or going to clubs and not really focusing too much on their business, or their brand, or what they were doing in the first place, and they ended up having the money and then losing the money altogether, and then end up back to, to zero as well. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you sit at the table of success too long, you'll start to rot. And it is that it's constantly growing. It's constantly growing your mindset. It's constantly developing things. It's constantly. And most entrepreneurs, you set a goal, you get close to the goal, you extend the goal. You never ever reach your goal. You just keep extending it. It always gets bigger. That visions for the future and everything like that, and that contribution that you're making. But it is understanding that yes, it is going to be a challenge. It is going to be difficult, and having that having a reason why, or having what you're doing it for, does make it, helps you grow. It helps you get through them challenging times. There's a book Simon Sinek actually has that says start with your why. That's very good, because that dives into the actual, like, mindset behind it. Like, why are you doing this? What are you trying to achieve? Like, how big do you want to play? That's really good. That's really good to look into and stuff like that. But yeah, just understand what you're doing it for. And if you say, I want to get out of my job, you're focused, like, same as if you say, I want to get out of debt, you're focusing on debt, you're more likely to attract more debt. So, okay, I want to create a £1 million turnover business, for example. You're focusing on wealth, you're focusing on prosperity. So whatever you focus on, your attention will go to, and then that's what you'll start attracting as well. So that's whatever, you've got to be clear on what you want. It's got to be crystal clear.
No, that's key. That's key to have have a clear goal in mind, and also to create new goals, as we're saying, every time, because then that's what pushes you to push to push the limit of what you can do, and also push yourself and sort of get out of your like your 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 zone of comfort, and sort of pushes you away from that, which I think is important, to sort of go out of a comfort zone, and try different things that you haven't tried before. Try new experiences that you haven't. I think sort of going abroad as well, or going outside, or whatever sort of method works for you. I think it's important to sort of have that space where you can sort of think of new ideas, and sort of boost your sort of your juices, let's say, and what you're thinking about as well. Because I think if we're stuck in the same place, or you or you haven't got a place or a time to sort of block out everything, and sort of think about new ideas, and think about new goals and stuff, then you can sort of end up just being in the same cycle.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. This is what I used to do when I was at my job, because I hated it. I didn't want to be there. I would take my notepad, I'd take my journal, and I would go and sit by nature, either in a park, by water. I like water. I like being near water. I like the noise and everything like that. I found it very relaxing. I would take my phone, but it would stay in my pocket. I wasn't allowed to touch it. And I would start writing down everything I'm thinking, what's working, what's not working, where do I want to be, what have I got to do to get there, who have I got to be around to help me to achieve these different things. Because we do trap ourselves in that cycle of I'm busy, and you're busy being busy, but you're not being productive. So sometimes you do need to just take a step away. This is one of the biggest things that I love social media. I think it's absolutely amazing. I put my whole business through using my phone, my iPad and stuff like that. But it's the most distracting thing in the whole entire world. It's so distracting. I turn I've got no notifications on my phone. Unless you ring it, I'm not going to see it until I physically go on there when I choose to. Because that's what's happening. We're constantly bouncing between different things. It's that multitasking, but you're not. Your brain can only focus on one thing at once. And if you're constantly switching between one thing, if you are doing one task and a notification comes up, it takes you 17 minutes to get up to that peak state. When it comes to your focus and when it comes to what you're doing, we have a 25-minute window of when we're super productive. So this is a very good way to help yourself be more productive. Do things in 25-minute sort of increments, and then have a 5-minute rest. Because 17 minutes is your peak state. That's when you're really you're at your best, you're performing your best, and then it starts to decline down from there to the 25-minute. So if you keep going for an hour, you'll probably get less done. But if you take a 5-minute break, go get some water, go get some food, go to the toilet, whatever, you reset yourself and then go again. It's a very productive way of doing it. But the distractions from social media, from life, is that being busy. And once you start working out what you're actually doing with your time, or what is eating up your time, you can be more productive. You can focus on more of your goals, focus on more of what you want.
Yeah, I think time is a precious thing, and I think you can sort of lose track of time, and lose track of what you're sort of doing in that time. So it's important to have goals, have a notes that you have on your phone, or on your notepad, or something that you sort of plan your day or plan your week and stuff, and sort of have that time to feel, okay, in this time I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to have a break, and then that time, then next time I'm going to do this. So I think because then that helps you to it keeps you accountable, and also it sort of helps you to plan out what you're doing at each time, so you're not necessarily being lazy or drifting in time without doing anything. So it's important to have the mindset of time. As they say, time is money and time is useful. So it's important to also have the right sort of
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, going to the goals. Keep your goal in front of you, keep it everywhere, write it down. Just you want to be emotionally connected with that goal. And this is why. So Earl Nightingale says that it's not having a goal is most people don't set goals. You've got to think of it like this. Your goal, like if you've ever done archery or anything like that, you're shooting at a target. They give you either a round circle and you're shooting at that, or different things on a tree, you're shooting at something. They give you something to aim for. But if they just gave you the bow and arrow and didn't give you anything to shoot at, you're going to shoot in the sky, you're going to shoot backwards, you're going to have no direction of where you're going. But that goal focuses your attention. That goal focuses where you're going, what you're aiming for, because you need something to aim for. That's the thing. We plan for holidays. But why do we not plan for our life? So, like holidays, your parents probably did it when you was younger. It's like, oh, we're doing this on Monday, we're going there on Tuesday, we're going to the beach on Thursday, whatever. They had every day planned out. And we get into life and we don't have a plan. But yeah, having a goal is important. Is set a goal, set something you can aim at.
Obviously I had a meeting with a Zoom meeting with some of my Christian friends yesterday, and he was showing how he's got like a life plan that he's put for himself for this year, for his whole life, what he wants to achieve, and what his main like targets are to go and do for his life before he dies. And I thought that was it's really inspired me to create something like that for myself, because I tend to have goals for the week and for the year and for the months, but I haven't necessarily got one for my life, or what I'm gonna do at each stage of my life, from when I'm now to when I'm like, I don't know, 80 or 90, and what I want to have achieved, or I've done, or helped people do for that. So I think I'm also, many people even have like a life goal for their entire life and what they want to achieve. You don't need to have only goals for the year, or goals for like months or days, but not necessarily for for your own life.
Yeah, 100%. Having the bigger goal and then breaking it down as well. So, for example, if I'm going to use £100,000 for example. If your goal is to make £100,000 and you've never earned £100,000, you've only earned 20, 30 grand a year, that seems very big. Break that goal down smaller. So £100,000 is over £2,000 a month. Okay, every day that's £297 a day. Okay, if you break that down hourly, if you're doing 24 hours in the day, it's £12.40 per hour. Okay, say you only want to work 12 hours or do something for 12 hours, it's £24.80 a day, every single day, to be earning over £100,000. Break that goal down smaller so you can see it in a smaller way. You can go, oh, okay, that seems a bit more familiar than 100,000. And definitely that most people that do New Year's resolutions, that's the only time we typically set goals. And people give up on them within 2 weeks into January. That, keep that in front of you. That, like, write it down as well. Write your goal down, because you're putting energy into it. And I think it's 85% more likely to achieve your goal by writing it down.
Yeah, in terms of like adapting in this time, I think it's important to make sure every part of your life is taken care of and is taken at the highest caution they can, in your health and your finances and your family and stuff like that as well. I think it's important. Like, I think this lockdown and this break in 2020 and even now, I think it's just made people more aware of how important it is to take care of your health and take care of your family and sort of and your money as well. Make sure that's in order. So yeah, I think it's important, because I've been realizing now that I've really taken much more care of my health, in terms of doing more at home, home exercises every day, or every other day, and sort of going for walks as well, and yeah, just really trying to take care of every part of my 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 life, and what's important for it as well. So I think a lot of people have found out as well that there's no gym, but you can sort of create your own gym in your house or outside as well. So yes, that's important too as well.
100%. Yeah, looking after your health is important at the end of the day. I am a big like gym freak, gym rat. I was always in the gym. Like, I was at the point of pretty much paying rent. I was in the gym that much, and that was like my second home. So it has been difficult. I do understand it, but then at the same time, still been working out, still been doing different things, and yeah, it's been a big conscious awakening for a lot of people. So health's important, looking after different things, but it's also what you feed your mind. So if you've got the news on constantly, it is going to corrupt you. Who are you listening to? At Facebook, I went through and just got rid of a load of people. If you was negative, gone, didn't matter. Family, friends, gone. I don't need to see it, because whatever you're constantly seeing is going to bring you down. So yeah, plugging in to something mentally, like being around other people, listening to podcasts, listening to audios, listening to YouTube clips, whatever, just filling your mind with something positive. Because we understand this, if you eat a load of junk food, it's not going to do good for your body. It's the same with your mind. If you fill it with a lot of negativity and a lot of fear, worry, and whatever, fear is it's like the most crippling thing. It weakens the immune system. So really pay attention to what you're listening into, because that's your subconscious mind never sleeps ever.
Yeah, I'd say to add to that, I would say it's important to also, I would say, listen to something like that's inspiration, that can sort of add value to you in like during the week, or if it's on a Monday at the start of the week. That's what I do, because that can sort of help you to push yourself or sort of grow yourself through the week, and sort of pushes you to do your goals, do your targets that you have for that week, as well. Because the start of the week, I think, is so important, because as you would know, if you're in work in like a normal job, 9 to 5, the start of the week for most people is normally like the worst part, because they think, okay, I need to come to work, and then normally in a sad point of their mood and stuff. So they're less likely to be more happy, be more like, okay, I'm the week is gonna be attacked by me. I'm gonna do this and do that. They're more sad, they're more like groany and moany and stuff. But if you're listening to something that's like inspirational, that's helping you through the start of the week, then you're more likely to feel more energized, more happy, in a happy state, which also help you to sort of attack the week, and sort of attack your task and what you want to do as well during the week, as well. So I think that's an important thing to also try to include in your week.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the biggest thing, it relates to that. The biggest thing that helped change me was gratitude. So I used to, when I was doing my job, I used to get up, get showered, eat, out the door, had no time for myself. As you just said, going to a place I didn't want to be, was just already in the wrong frame of mind. So even when I was at my job, I just got up half hour earlier. And I was doing gratitude every single day, 10 things I'm grateful for. It could be the smallest thing, but most of it was health, family's health, lots of different things like that. And then that really started changing for me. Now I don't have a job, absolutely amazing, so just working on the business. But yeah, gratitude is one of them things that I do every single day that sets me up. Like even small things, like I'm so happy. Well, small thing, you're living, you're awake, like things are working in your body, like things are going good. And then I always write it in the present tense, so I am or I have. So your brain gets used to that, and you're being grateful, you're starting the day off. So yeah, I do that as well, similar to you. Listen to things, but I listen to it every morning. I listen to the same thing every single day. All Nightingale's A Stranger's Secret, and then I listen to other things throughout the day, because I understand what you're feeding your mind is shaping your thoughts, and what shapes your thoughts becomes feelings, that feelings becomes actions, that actions becomes your reality. So I'm very conscious of what I let into my subconscious mind. If you are around negative people, if you are around that, buy yourself a set of headphones. Like I had headphones on everywhere. And that was, I was listening to things, but it was also to block out everything around me. So that's a way around that as well.
Before we finish, let's talk talk a bit more about your business and how people who are interested in what you've talked about, how they can get involved or how they can get started in.
Yeah, definitely. So the network marketing business itself is probably one of the most underrated things. People don't understand it. So it's a way in which you can help others through many different avenues. You can create that residual income for yourself. So one of the top Google searches from last year was how to make income from home. So you can do that also in the health and nutrition. So straight away you're bettering your health. Like, health is wealth at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, you need your health, you need things what you're doing. But yeah, people looking for the mentorship, that personal development, that positive environment. So that's really good. But yeah, if people are looking for things like that, like, reach out to my socials. So Facebook, Reece Arundell, so REECE, and then Arundell just ARUNDLL. Instagram, just Reece Arundell again. Like, reach out. Like, I'd love to know what your goals are. I'd love to know what you want to do in life. What you want? How would you live your life if you didn't have to go to a job? Like, you could spend more time with your kids, travel, just do different things like that. So yeah, reach out. I'd love to connect.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's a great business to work to be a part of, and it's a great thing to have positive people around you, because you don't tend to have that too much in just normal life as well. So I'll put his information in the description below, all these links and stuff, so you can get it in. You can talk to him, and you can DM him and talk to him about your life goals and what you like to achieve. Yeah, it's been amazing having you, and you giving people's wisdom, to help them through this time, and also through them trying to get into business as well. I think it's important to have more people speaking on these matters, which is why I created this podcast and this brand that I'm trying to build as well. And yeah, I think it's important for people to know that there's more stuff that's out there for them to sort of watch and see and sort of get involved in if they want to as well. So yeah, it's been a pleasure having you.
100%. No, I appreciate you having me on here. Appreciate the time. And yeah, as you said, you don't know what you don't know. Like, so there are different things out there, but environment, people, like, what you're listening to, who you're listening to. If you change that, your lifestyle will change. You start changing your habits, everything after that will start to flow. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. Let's go out there. We've got lives to change, people to impact. Let's go do this.
Yeah. We'll have Reece on again at some point, at some stage, and for him to bring you updates on what's happening and their lives are changing as well. And maybe even some point we'll bring some people who he's changed lives, and they can do like a testimonial sort of thing about how Reece has changed lives as well. So yeah, big stuff happening for Reece for sure. I want to thank you all for tuning into the podcast, to the podcast as well, video, and I'll be doing more content like this throughout the few months, throughout the year. And if you like it, like, share, subscribe, and share more people who you feel can be added value to and can be helped. If you want to get in touch with me, I'll put my links in the description below, and we can talk. And just all we have to do is add value, help more people, and inspire more people to sort of get into business in this time, and really think that your side hustle that you're doing now could be achieved, that you could really achieve the life that you want to achieve as well. That's what it's all about. So yeah, second episode done. See you all later. God bless.